Howdy, folks. It is, I think it's Monday the 9th. I did see the doctor and I got my car fixed and everything else. They say I might have a little brain damage. The poor people in the assault at the church might face assault and battery charges once the other two wake up from the hospital. I'm fine. They're just worried about me. And I gotta take a blood test and I gotta go see a specialist, and they're saying you shouldn't be fighting at your age. You have too much body damage. And they look at the MRI and CAT scan and all that other whoop-de-doo. And they say, you're going to die, Uncle Al. So what? Okay, I watched this morning DOE's Florida retirement plan. Okay? Off-grid fantasy. Using Gronk. Okay? If you haven't lived in Florida, because everybody knows me from my Florida days from Homestead in 92 and Coconut Grove, before I got to Billionaire Millionaires Enclave, I used to be a hangout for free thinkers, artists, poets, and basically, whatchamacallit, artists, poets, free lifestylers, okay? It was a sleepy little town, all right? It wasn't fancy. It was Florida, okay? So if you remember me from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, we know what Florida is, okay? A lot of people are that suburban type of ghetto mentality, okay? This is DOE and his wife after the kids are gone. And this is what they're going to afford using Gronk. Okay? Single wide trailer on wheels. Someplace on the Florida Panhandle or on the Keys. Okay? No way, because he didn't prompt it right. Okay? He didn't prompt the program right. Like I said from my friend Jack Spiros, I read his book. Don't go to stupid places, do stupid things with stupid people. Florida. Okay? Florida is beautiful. On the flip side, you don't know Florida. Like I said, I trained there in the military. Okay? Survived a lot of hurricanes while you and your family escape in your SUV heading the only highway out of Florida to Alabama or Georgia. Okay? This riles me up. Because a lot of people say, we're moving down to Florida. Fine. One side's the beach, the ocean, and a swamp. Okay? People don't realize that's why they die. Lady's poodle eaten by an alligator. Lady's poodles get eaten by a python. Okay? Black mamba kills 3-year-old in the bedroom. That's always fun. They never tell you that stuff. And unless you're on a motorbike and get hit in the head with a water bug. God, I did that when I was riding my Kawasaki's. That hurts like hell. That's why Uncle Alan's crippled up. You flip on a Kawasaki, see how well you walk in your 60s. Okay? Okay, since DOE going to play generator tag. Okay? Sewage and infrastructure dependency. Okay? Like I tell a lot of people, you don't know Florida unless you live there. A lot of people, I retired to Florida, I had no trouble. Then 2 years later, well, he was a nice man, he died. Okay, I know a lot of friends that passed away said the same stupid remark. Okay? Florida does not like off-gridders. Okay? A lot of you have no experience. Unless you're Shireen Survival. Go check out her channel. Very good channel. She lives in Florida. She lives up in the Panhandle. Okay? Hogs, gators, critters, zombies, you name it. She can handle it. Okay? A lot of old people are slow moving. They depend on the system. Okay? I don't think Dad on YouTube, well, I'm living on the Florida Keys. It's water dependent from the mainland. All right, there's no wells. All the islands are limestone. So if I drill a well, will I get water? No. God, I hate people from the 48 states coming down there like, we could drill a well. No, you don't. Okay? They only have one major highway. And every hurricane season, it's clogged. All right? The other way to get out there, if you have your own private aircraft, or if you got your own private boat. Okay? Bugs. I'm not talking about, there's a lot of ticks and some mosquitoes. No, we're talking about bugs. Okay? Only other place is worse than bugs is Hawaii. Only other place I know worse than bugs is Thailand. Those three areas I hate bugs. Okay? I don't mind East Texas. That's not a problem. You go to Florida. You want to see bugs? You see bugs. Okay, I had one girlfriend scream the hell out because a scorpion dropped into a bikini. And the weather. You have two seasons. You have the rainy season, you have hurricane seasons, and sometimes you have cold seasons. But mostly it's hurricane. Trust me, I lived through Homestead in 92. It looked like Karina had a stepson that slapped the hell out of her. Okay? A lot of those houses built kind of California style, they blew away. And a lot of people, well, we could ride it out. Stupid as hell. Big thing in Florida, you got a propane generator, gas generator, it runs. So everybody's stealing generators. You'll find your generator 4 days later on the market. Okay? While you're sitting in the dark next 3 days with a shotgun, like, please don't kill us. Please don't kill us. Common sense, folks. Okay? Again, water. You gotta know where you're at. Lack of resources. A lot of people say, I could go into the woods and forage. It's a swamp. Alright? Sawgrass, gators, crocodiles, pythons, every poisonous thing you can imagine, plus the bugs. Alright? That's years of living in Florida. That's why I moved between the mountains in Florida and Hawaii. I moved to the desert. I hate the sunshine. That kind of sunshine. Only good things about it, a lot of fake boobs. Okay? Medical resources. Okay? You're elderly. You have some kind of injury. Well, they can't treat you in the Keys. They have to either drive you, that's a 4-hour drive out of the Keys, to a hospital in Miami, or you take an airlift. You got $20,000? That's how much an airlift costs. Alright? It's not free. Alright? A lot of people have this weird fantasy off gridding in Florida. They're nuts. I know a few people who could do it, but they're like me. They don't have teeth. And they say, hey, son. Because Florida is like Alabama. A lot of Alabama inbreeding out there. Okay? A lot of people don't know how the hell to raise chickens. Okay? A lot of people, well, they're forage. Do you know the breed? How much mash? How much feed you have to feed them to get a proper weight and size? Dad, David Lynn, principal, always makes jokes at Gary. Gary lives in the UK, and they have free-range chickens. Well, free-range don't fatten up your chickens. Why? Because I used to work for Foster Farm tending a flock of 50,000 chickens. So I know what I'm talking about. Okay? It's not some little island thing in, Puerto Rico, where you got goats and stuff. Puerto Rico is a tropical island. Okay? Florida is an inset. Okay? It's little isthmus sticking out. And all those little islands are, limestone islands. So you have to really think what you're doing out there. Okay? And we all seen how Dad on YouTube grew a garden. I have more faith on Mosaic Homestead. He knows what he's doing. And you better get better at it too. Okay? You're saying you're making compost? Well, go get a soil thermometer. If it's not reading 158, you're doing something wrong. Okay? Because I do a lot of compost. But I'm old, and I'm tired, and I'm smart. Because what Florida retirement, I live in Visalia. I'm retired. This is my fourth, let's see, house burned down, house got flooded out, Stockton. This is my fourth house right here. I know what I'm doing. All right? Okay, Uncle Alan has skills. And a lot of you think, well, I could compost and grow lettuce out there. I'm kind of looking at them, you're smoking crack. Or some kind of weed, like half of Florida. You know, half of Florida always don't pass their piss test. Okay? Again, don't go to stupid places to do stupid things with stupid people. Florida. Okay, if you follow Gronk, this is DOE and Mrs. DOE, and they're living in their single-wide trailer in Florida. See what happens after the first hurricane. All right, folks, I'll catch you later. You have a nice day. God bless and good luck, because you're going to really need it. Bye now.